If you ever find yourself walking through the bustling campus of the University of Delhi, your eyes might catch the vibrant splash of colors at the Sundari Hall. And if you're lucky, you might witness a sight that warms the coldest of hearts. She was known by all as the girl with a heart of gold and a spirit that soared high above the clouds. To those who knew her, she was a ray of sunshine that chased away the shadows. She was not the brightest student, but her teachers loved her zeal for learning. Khem, ever the socialite, found herself drawn to Rin's quiet strength. She walked towards Rin, a playful smile gracing her lips. "Hey, I guess we're partners," she said, her voice echoing with kindness. Rin merely nodded, slowly removing her headphones to reveal eyes that glistened with a myriad of emotions. Rin disappeared into her room, leaving Khem to explore the house. It was filled with books, each one telling a silent story. As the presentation neared its end, Khem noticed a flicker of vulnerability in Rin's eyes. With a sense of satisfaction, they prepared to part ways. "Do you want to grab some food before heading back?" Khem suggested, hoping to ease the tension. Rin considered this for a moment, then nodded silently. Rin would stop typing, stare at the screen for a moment, then quickly compose herself and continue working. "Rin, why do you always keep to yourself like this?" "I understand more than you think," she replied, her voice thick with emotion. The days that followed were filled with a mix of emotions. Rin opened up to Khem about her past, revealing a childhood marred by neglect and misunderstanding. Khem noticed her anxiety and gently held her hands, meeting her teary eyes with a reassuring smile. "Hey, look at me, Rin," she whispered, her voice filled with warmth. "Just focus on me while we present. Pretend it's just us. Khem, I don't know how you did it, but you made me believe I deserve love," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Khem felt a lump forming in her throat as she realized the impact she had on Rin's life. Rin nodded, taking deep breaths to calm her racing heart. "I'm just lucky to be the one to give it to you." And as the rain continued to fall outside, they leaned in, their lips meeting in a tender, lingering kiss. It was a promise, a vow to cherish and support each other through life's journey. Their love story had just begun. Khem listened intently, offering a shoulder to cry on and a heart full of empathy. In turn, she shared her own experiences of facing insecurities and battling self-doubt. Rin looked up, surprise evident in her eyes. Khem squeezed her hand gently. "Let's go," she said softly. Yet amidst the stress, they found moments of joy, sharing laughter and dreams over late-night coffees and quiet study sessions. Their bond deepened, evolving into a friendship that transcended the confines of their project. "We have another day to prepare," she asked softly, knowing that this moment might be their last. Rin paused, her hand tightening around her bag. Their classmates, impressed by their research and moved by their heartfelt delivery, showered them with compliments. As the rain poured down outside, they sat in comfortable silence, the warmth of their friendship filling the space between them. Rin's cheeks flushed with pride and Khem's eyes twinkled with joy. "It's easier that way," she whispered, her eyes downcast. There was a sadness in her eyes, a story waiting to be told. Khem wandered into the kitchen, where she found Rin pouring 2 cups of coffee. "Here," Rin said, pushing a cup towards Khem. "Thank you." Khem took a sip, the warm liquid spreading comfort through her. When you don't talk, no one asks questions. No one expects anything from you. So it's easier to disappear. Rin shook her head, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "No, you don't understand," she whispered, her voice breaking. "When you don't talk, no one knows how broken you are." These words, spoken so softly, carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken truths. Khem's heart clenched at these words, realizing that Rin's silence wasn't just a personality trait, but a shield to protect a heart that had been hurt too deeply. Khem couldn't help but notice the slight tremor in Rin's hands, a subtle sign of the storm brewing beneath her calm exterior. "It's okay to cry, Rin," Khem said gently. "It's okay to feel pain. You don't have to be strong all the time." These words hung in the air, echoing the sentiments that both girls felt deep in their souls. She was not the most talented performer, but her enthusiasm knew no bounds. She pushed her glasses up her nose and began packing her books, creating a barrier between them. Khem's smile faltered slightly, understanding dawning on her. Despite Rin's beauty, she was indeed different, a puzzle piece that didn't seem to fit in the grand scheme of things. If there was an event to organize, a play to perform, or a problem to solve, Kamu was always at the forefront, her laughter echoing with each passing challenge. When should we meet to prepare?" she asked tentatively. Rin paused, her fingers tightening around her notebook. "Tomorrow, after class." "My place," she replied quietly, before disappearing into the crowd. Khem felt a pang of sympathy for the girl. There was a sadness in her voice, a story in her silence, a sight that speaks of a bond that defies the boundaries of the physical world, a connection that whispers tales of love, patience, and the healing power of companionship. She found herself standing in front of Rin's house, her heart pounding like a drum solo. Taking a deep breath, she rang the doorbell, her fingers tracing the intricate patterns on the door. When Rin opened the door, she looked as if she hadn't slept well. Dark circles under her eyes and her hair tied in a messy bun. Still, she managed a polite smile. "Hi." Rin was an enigma, a puzzle with pieces scattered and hidden, her silence speaking volumes of a story waiting to be told. She was often seen with headphones on, her eyes gazing dreamily out of the classroom windows, lost in a world unseen by many. While the rest of the class buzzed with activity, Rin remained as still as a painting, her world confined within the pages of her books and the melodies of her music. The story begins with Khem, a whirlwind of energy and laughter whose spirit seemed to dance through the corridors of the university. In the tapestry of her life, there existed a silent observer, a girl named Rin, whose presence was as calming as a winter night. Khem couldn't fathom why someone so beautiful, with eyes that twinkled like distant stars and held secrets yet to be uncovered, would choose to live in the shadows. It was during a literature class that their paths converged in a way neither had anticipated. Professor Sharma, with his twinkling eyes and a heart that cherished creativity, decided to shake things up. He divided the class into pairs, assigning each a chapter to present the following week. When he announced the pairings, a hush fell over the class and Khem's heart skipped a beat. She found herself paired with none other than Rin. As the week progressed, anticipation grew, mixed with a hint of nervousness. "Yeah, we are," Rin whispered, her voice softer than the rustling leaves outside. As the bell rang, signaling the end of class, Khem hesitated. The next day arrived, and with it, a flurry of emotions for Khem. Khem stepped in, noticing the faint smell of cinnamon and old book. They worked in comfortable silence for a while, the quiet only broken by the tapping of keys on a laptop. After spending hours discussing and refining their presentation, it was finally complete. As they walked along the street, the colorful lights reflecting in their eyes, Khem couldn't resist asking the question that had been on her mind. Easier, Khem tilted her head in confusion. Yeah, Rin sighed, running a hand through her hair. Hey! Khem reached out, placing her hand on top of Rin's. Rin flinched slightly, but didn't pull away. In that moment, they understood that they weren't just classmates paired together by fate, but kindred spirits sharing similar battles. Khem's grip tightened around Rin's hand, and she could feel the trembling beneath her fingers. And so they continued their journey together, two souls navigating the complexities of life, finding solace in each other's company. Their presentations approached, and with it, the realization that their time together was limited. As the day of the presentation arrived, nerves got the better of Rin, her hand shaking slightly as she clutched her notes together. They faced the class, their voices echoing with confidence, and when it was over, they were met with thunderous applause. After class, they went to their usual coffee shop, the place where they had shared their hopes and dreams over countless cups of joe. Suddenly, Rin turned to Khem, her eyes shining with gratitude. You've always deserved love, Rin, Khem replied, reaching out to cup Rin's face in her hands.